Hi, I'm Will.
And I'm Risa, and this is Talent Talk.
On today's show, we have acclaimed jazz pop vocalist, singer-songwriter, Anthony Nunziata. But before we get to our interview with him,
you have to listen to this beautiful song of his called The Greatest Wish.
Christmas time makes me sentimental. Feels old-fashioned, yet it feels brand new. And every time it rolls around, the streets are filled with joyful sounds, and my heart is full of so many wishes too. What I wish for at Christmas, for the world, not just for me, is the peace that comes from deep inside, where you're safe and loved and free. And though I might be a dreamer, I am also living proof that miracles can happen, because with you, the greatest wish came true. Winter snow is falling on the trees. Can't you see the lights are shining red and green? Angels are singing, jingle bells are ringing, and there's a star for all to see. What I wish for at Christmas, for the world, not just for me, is the peace that comes from deep inside, where you're safe and loved and free. And though I might be a dreamer, I am also living proof that miracles can happen, because with you, the greatest wish came true.
this is Will Nunziata, and once again, I'm joined by my better half, Risa Binder, for another edition of Talent Talk. And today we are thrilled to be joined by an acclaimed jazz pop vocalist, singer-songwriter, who also happens to share the same last name as me, my twin brother, Anthony Nunziata. Hello, Anthony.
Hello, nice to meet you all. See you all.
Meet you. Well, we shared our womb for 9 months. Risa, you've known for more than a decade, but nice to meet you.
Meet you over Zoom, Will, like over Zoom, like meet you in this. I was being proper.
Thank you. Well, God bless you. And we are so excited to really deep dive into what you have going on, but especially this incredible Christmas album of all originals. But it's called Together for Christmas. Risa, my love, I know you have question number 1 for Anthony.
I do. I just want to say that the world needs this record. It feels so good, every song to listen to. And I just want to know, like, did you go into it as like, I'm going to make a Christmas record, or were these all title ideas you had? What was the process of putting this beautiful piece of work together?
Oh, thank you, Risa. That's so sweet of you. It started off just as living in my studio apartment in New York City at the time, and doing these Zoom songwriting sessions. And I literally hung up a miniature Christmas tree in my apartment, and it was like May. And so I came to a session one time and I was like, I need to write a Christmas song now. Like, this needs to happen. So we started off with New York on New Year's Eve, because at the time the ball drop, it was right behind me in New York, and I could see it. And I was like, let's all dream of the time when we are all able to celebrate an occasion like New Year's Eve in New York again. And then from there, over then a course of a year, things began to build to saying, maybe we'll do an EP. And then it turned out to be, about 11 songs on the album.
It's so beautiful. And I just want to say, like, I had just a sneak peek of Together for Christmas, the beginning of it, and when it was like just the demo. I remember we were in like the same room when I heard it and it made me cry, but even you singing it on this record makes it so much more special. That song, can you talk about how that song came to be?
Oh, wow. Yeah, so I wrote that song with Maria Christensen and Nina Ossoff. We wrote that. Maria was with me here in Nashville, where I live now. And Nina is in New York. And we just going through song titles. And I think I had the song title of Together for Christmas. And we just wanted to capture that. Well, you know, Risa, as a songwriter, and you too, Will, as a creative person, might want to tell a story, but hopefully a story that's specific enough for people to relate to, but yet open enough for people to put their own story into the song.
Yes.
So just want to capture that feeling of what it's going, the anticipation of what it's going to feel like of people, loved ones getting together, for Christmas. And I think that's why we want to, why I wanted to sort of that be the thesis statement of the album as well.
And especially people gathering together in person more this Christmas than before. It just is such a beautiful way to say something we all do, but we don't think about, and maybe we think about more this year how special it is. So just everybody needs to hear this. Go ahead, yeah.
And no, and to piggyback off of that, Risa, what I love so much about even the title Together for Christmas, this whole notion of connection. Now more than ever, is people being more grateful for. And Anthony, I have to say too, off of Risa's initial point, not only do I think people need to have this album as part of their tradition this year, but it really kind of harkens back every single song in their own individual, but yet also collective way to the nostalgia one would feel when they put on their Carpenter's Christmas album, or their Charlie Brown Christmas album, or their Streisand Christmas album. It seems like it's going to become a staple for those who listen to each of the songs, again, individually and collectively, because of this, dare I say, old school looking back yet also looking forward of this whole notion of what it is to go and spend the holidays with family, blood, or chosen. Was that part of the emotional through line that you subconsciously were going after, or just something that you think after you saw the 11 songs, a part of it that you were like, oh, this feels right?
I think that's a good, I think when we got to about when I was looking at my favorite Christmas holiday songs that we were writing, I think when we got to like maybe 8 or 9 songs, I was like, okay, what else do we need to say? And I think the final 2 songs that were written were written in the purview of seeing what we've written already. But I just think overall my sensibility, I don't know, organically is just try to capture specific moments, whether that's through capturing a specific story that I have in my mind, or my collaborators and I have in our minds, or from a song title. So yeah, just the hope was, yes, Will, that's very kind of you to mention. The hope is to try to capture a timely, but hopefully timeless sensibility.
Yeah, and on top of
that's
that,
always the goal.
And I think one of your talents, Anthony, since you've moved to Nashville, you've been there now for almost a full year, is the fact that you not only, I think, have great taste in, the songs that you write, but also great taste in the collaborators you choose to get in a room with, in a safe space with. Talk to me a little bit about some of the collaborators that you got to work on some of these songs with, and and you can go one by one or just mention a few, whatever you'd like.
Yeah, I mean, the team on this album include Jim Brickman, Victoria Shaw. We teamed up to write The Greatest Wish on that song. We released it actually as a single 2 years ago and decided to just give a little bit more of an orchestration for.
And Anthony, just so that people know, talk a little bit about, the songs or the types of other collaborators Jim Brickman and Victoria Shaw have worked with.
Sure. I mean, Jim Brickman, he in himself is a very, he's an acclaimed pianist, composer, songwriter himself. I mean, he wrote, I know he's written hits for Martina McBride and Johnny Mathis and Lady A, Victoria Shaw, Garth Brooks, Lady A. I mean, all of my collaborators have written with a lot of
a lot of up and comers. But Anthony, I think this is also a testament to the talent that you surround yourself with, because, you know,
it's all about that. Hey, look, it's all about, at the end of the day, I mean, I only really write with other people because I think that's something really special in sharing, you know, to have a safe place to share your own sensibilities and your own story. But the fact that you can mix it up together into, like, I like to look at like an amazing bowl of soup, where you're putting together all of these ingredients that you wouldn't have the thing at the end without those extra ingredients. And as Risa, as you know, going into writing rooms, sometimes you don't. We just got into a new collaboration recently with another writer, and you just never know how those elements are going to mix together. But when it does, it sure tastes good at the end. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh. I equate it to literally like dating. It's like dating in a way, or making new friends. Like when you're in kindergarten, making new friends, like we're playing together. We're literally in a room playing. Do you like this idea? Do you like this idea? And then we pick that idea and we write it. And the most magical part of it is you start from nothing and you end with this beautiful something. And that never gets old to me, right? Would you agree?
Yes. I mean, and the thing is, it's like, it wouldn't also have happened without each other in the room. Do you know what I mean? Right. So that's what's glorious. And I know, like with my other collaborators, like Nina Ossoff, Maria Christensen, Jeff Franzel, Kathy Sommer. Kathy Sommer. Like Maria is my soul sister. Nina is like my soul sister. Jeff is my mentor, and it was the first person in the business I really wrote with on a professional level. A song that actually I wrote with Will and Jeff, and called "The Gift Is You," which we.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah, that was a song that we got to premiere at Carnegie Hall, and it was for my mom, who had just at the time been diagnosed with breast cancer. Now she's a cancer survivor. The whole point is, like, yeah, once I have sort of met and collaborated with people with whom I feel like home with, like you were saying, like you feel like you can be in the sandbox together and play in a way that's you feel safe being yourself and making mistakes and whatever that means. Excuse me, I almost cursed, but you know what I mean? There's no making mistakes, because life is full of life is messy. So the process of coming up with something that's supposed to reflect reality, it should be messy, but it also should be fun. And so with my I had these pillows, like I put them up today because I want to show y'all that I have Christmas like all around me all year round, in case like it's time to write a Christmas song. I mean, it's normal. I'm not well, but who is?
And listen, ladies and gentlemen, and as you can see, Will wears the same black outfit every day. So there can be more differences between us as identical twins. But listen,
my
Anthony,
family prays for Will all the time.
Yes, we do a lot of prayers. Just one prayer away. Just one prayer away. A beautiful song that is on the album, maybe dedicated to me. But listen, Risa and I could talk to you all afternoon, but we do have one question that we have been waiting all but 10 minutes to ask you, Anthony. Anthony, are you ready for game time?
Yeah!
Well, Anthony, get ready for game time. But before we get to it, I want to let our audience know the song that they heard at the very beginning was one of Anthony's original songs, The Greatest Wish, him in performance. Anthony, before we get to the question game, our game of this week, I want you to go into a little bit about The Greatest Wish and how that all came about with your collaborators.
Sure. So a few summers ago, I got together for the very first time writing with Victoria Shaw and Jim Brickman. And we wrote in Victoria's apartment in New York City. And it was in June, end of June. And we, at the time, were thinking about writing a song whose focus was to get to the heart of that we all have wishes for Christmas. And we thought, well, what's the greatest wish? And that's greatest wish is to just be there with that one person that you care about. Now that one person, the end of the song is, because with you, the greatest wish came true. Now, many people have, interpreted that as being a person, a new baby, God. However, people
it could be themselves. I mean, in a time when people have been reacquainting with their inner child,
Sure. And it's all about, thinking about making wishes that are beyond ourselves. And, literally the lyrics, what I wish for Christmas, for the world, not just for me, is the peace and love that's deep inside, where I feel safe and loved and free. And though I might be a dreamer, I'm also living proof that miracles can happen, because with you, the greatest wish came true. So I want to capture that sentiment. And it was joyous time to work with both. They're like living,
legends.
Legends, I guess. But they're just, I learned a lot from that session. It was beautiful.
Awesome. Go ahead, my love. Risa, you got the question game, baby. Go.
Okay, it's time for that question game. So this is how we play it. We have this awesome questions book, and we have to ask you, Anthony, what is your favorite number? Is there a significant lucky number for you? And whatever that number is, tell us why, and then I'll read you the question that correlates with that number. What's your number?
Oh, wait, so wait, what's the number range?
Oh, actually, this book is crazy. 0 to 300.
Well, I was going to say 7 because Mickey Mantle, but you know what? I thought of my sister's birthday, and that's 119, so 119.
Oh, 119. Okay. Okay, this is a little confusing, but it's a good question. So
okay,
119 is, what is the best movie in the genre you like the least?
Wow. That's tricky.
I know.
That's fun. That's fun. So the genre I like, look, I like movies. The genre I like the least probably is fantasy.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to think of I'm just going to try to think off the top of my head. Oh my gosh. Risa, Never Ending Story. Wait, is that the movie with Flying Dog?
Yes, Falcor. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
That brings back a lot of memories.
Me too. I love that movie. I love it. And then
I literally moved closer to to my screen because I felt like we were having a moment, Risa. And I know that we both live in Nashville. I needed that moment of a hug because I'm alone in my apartment. But anyway, Never Ending Story is such a classic, right?
Good answer. Yeah, that movie does not get old to me. And I'm excited. I have a 3-year-old, but I can't wait for her to I hope she likes it too.
Well, that was fun. And Anthony, I love that you used our sister Annie's birthday as your lucky number. Brownie points for you. But before we get to our final question that I know Risa is going to be asking, I just want to let everyone know, for more on Anthony and his incredible Christmas album, Together for Christmas, you can read more about him and the album right below this video. Risa, my better half, take it away with the final.
I could talk to you both. I literally could talk to you both all day long. And I really do have a ton more questions to ask you, Anthony, but I think I would love, you have been performing for so many years. Is there one performance, it's so hard, but is there one performance that stands out where you were performing and going, this is very memorable to me, where you connected with your audience? Where were you? Where you connected with your audience and it was a beautiful evening? I just love to hear one of those kinds of stories.
Wow.
I know there's so many probably.
Wow. But there are a lot, but I would definitely have to say singing with the New York Pops Orchestra as a co-headliner at Carnegie Hall with my brother and with the Calloway sisters. That was unbelievable. That's one of those, not just a bucket list moment, but also just because it was so amazing to have so many friends and family and fans travel all over for that performance and to share in that celebration. And so that was one. That's one.
Was that your 10-year-old self? Was that one moment where you're just totally in awe, and this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, I'm assuming. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I had on my cork board in high school the hard cover of the cover of this big Carnegie Hall book. So I took the cover off, and it was on a cork board in my room. So it's always been there. And I was blessed for that opportunity. And hey, look, I can't wait to perform in that venue again. And, you know, I'm sure there are many other venues
There's
out
many
there.
other wonderful things coming. And then on that note, that would you mind doing the honor of singing a little bit of Together for Christmas before we go?
Oh, sure. Well, let me just tell you guys, this was a lot of fun. Risa, I love you. Will, I love you too. You. And you're my brother. And so anyway, yes. Okay. So yay! It's so good to see you. Haven't we missed this? It's so nice to be together for Christmas. It's been a long time, come a long distance. So we all know just how precious the gift is to be gathered here around the tree, like the way it used to be, together for Christmas, together for Christmas, together for Christmas.
It's so natural to you. I'm like clapping, and it's wonderful. That's so great.
Well, I'm so excited, Anthony, that you joined Risa and me for another edition of Talent Talk. Anthony, thank you so much. Good luck with the album and your amazing Christmas tour that I know you were traveling the country with. There is your face with some beautiful snowflakes and the title track, Together for Christmas. Risa Binder, my cohort, my better half, thank you so much for another great episode. And can't wait to see you all next week.
See you next week.